I'm your host, T. Mitchell Bell, and we have here in the studio Mr. Alan Whitney and Tim Pitcher. I want to say Painter. See, I like that.
Also true, though.
Tim Pitcher and Alan Whitney here joining us, affectionately known as A-Dub and
Timmy P.
Timmy P. Yeah. All the way from Buffalo. They came down to play here on acousticSongs Live. Thanks, guys, for coming and joining us and playing here.
Oh, you bet. It was a beautiful ride down from Buffalo today, and luckily we had good weather. And
yeah.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for leaving all that crazy snow up there. You know, like we get it, not as bad as you do. So I normally ask folks to just dig in and play something right off the top.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay, what are you going to do for us?
Ready for some Days of Heaven?
Days of Heaven.
Very good.
Baby, it's just you and me, twisting and turning on this road. I don't know when I've ever felt so free. It's like something that's been holding me has let me go. I want to drive this fevered sleep from my eyes. I want to come alive again. So let your long hair blow and let the desert wind kiss your skin. Oh, I'll dream you and you dream me, and we will dream each other. But hold on with all your might, my love. Are the days of heaven. We've been out in the cold too long, and battered by the dust and driving emptiness. And I fought to keep believing in my soul that someday our dreams would make a better life for us. Now the sun is shining gold on our bodies wide awake. There's an eagle rising above the desert floor, and all my visions flood with grace. Oh, I'll dream you, and you dream me, and we will dream each other. But hold on with all your might, my love. These are the days of heaven. Dreams come crashing down, and they crush our fragile life. But we are still alive, my dear. It's time to wake up. It's time to dream again. It's time to live again. Oh, my mind is filled with all this open sky, mountains kneeling softly on this holy land, and your shoulders tan and lovely beside mine, and cactus flowers blooming in the speeding sand. My love for you is proof and light of the sadness we've survived. We can make the ocean by nightfall, babe, and dance in its salty tide. Oh, I'll dream you, and you dream me, and we will dream each other. But hold on with all your might, my love. These are the days of heaven.
Let's go around more time. Timothy.
Yeah, man, that was great. Like the whole package there, songwriting, the performance, that was nice, man. Really,
Thank you.
Really. I was looking over your bio, and you guys have known each other for a long time. You were telling me before the show. Did you? It seemed, Alan, you were in Nashville and L.A. and it was Tim with you out there. Like, no, you guys known each other from Buffalo days.
Well, you know, Tim and I both grew up in Western New York about the same time. We're about the same age, and I went to Los Angeles and lived in Los Angeles in most of my 20s, and you know, was working out there on music and really learning the business and wanting to you know, be a rock star like all the other kids out there. And I did get to do some rock starring, which was good. And I but it sort of took. I had to go to Los Angeles and live in Nashville for a while too after that. And after about, you know, maybe 10, 12, 15 years of that, I think, of kind of bouncing back and forth between that and also bouncing between being back in Western New York, I just sort of wound back here in Western, or living there. So that's, we sort of met each other sort of after all that. But
during that time, I was weekend warrioring with my father, who is
I saw that
all over all the
third generation dance band. But you mean basically doing bluegrass? Yeah,
in a way, and the old style country. Yeah, the old type of country music and bluegrass. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we've been together for the last many years, but we did go to Nashville and recorded a little.
That's
bit
true.
there.
We've been working in Nashville as well. Yeah. But yeah, Tim does come from a musical family, and I don't think there's probably a barn dance in all of, you know, the three counties
of Western
New York that Tim's dad or his grandfather did not play.
Every barn and every grange.
Sure.
The square dance and stuff.
Yeah,
so down in like south of here in West Virginia, I have friends that do that. Yeah, just play all the, you know, old time bluegrass standards and stuff. You know.
Yeah. And Tim and Timmy P also had a wonderful band. And how I met Timmy P is that he brought in a band in Buffalo, which actually was a pretty popular band in Ohio, playing at Nelson Ledges.
At Nelson Ledges
Quarry Park.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he used to play with this band called the Red Hot Trio.
Oh, okay.
And it was a fiddle and a guitar and a bass player, and it was just one hell of a fiery band. But you know, things change, and this is what we're doing now, I guess.
We spoke of family. Can I do one of my Uncle Roger's songs?
Let's do.
That's
a
a
good
song?
idea.
Yeah, sure.
That's true. We do. Yeah, one of Timmy P's Uncle songs, and this is.
I saw that Uncle Raj, and yep. All right. So what's the name of this tune?
Country Music in Caroline.
All right.
Ready? being on the road, following whatever makes me wanna sing to places I ain't never been. It takes you away for so long that you forget that you were ever gone, till things get slow when you get some time for country music and Caroline. Hocking your assets sets up the grade for the long pull ahead, making up for the things that you said. Was I right, and when was I wrong? And whatever happened to that familiar old song that made the moon crawl up and shine for country music and Caroline? And pounding the streets just so I can eat, the concrete beating hell on my boots, and searching around for that comfortable sound, and never putting down any roots. Thinking I'll head back, maybe check around the old place again, see if I can find a few old friends, maybe find the dreams I thought I'd never hide. But that trail is a long, cold ride. In the end is home, and I'm sure that's fine. In country music and Caroline, and Caroline, and Caroline, and Caroline.
Great song. Great song.
Isn't that a beauty?
Yeah.
Uncle Raj, we love you if you're
Uncle
listening.
Raj, yep.
Oh, cool.
He's got a million of them.
Yeah, Uncle Raj has many, many more, too. Absolutely true.
So as far as if he's listening, we're streaming live at WNJR.org, and we also broadcast at 91.7 FM here in Washington, Pennsylvania, in the South Hills of Pittsburgh. And the band is from Buffalo, and drove in, Alan Whitney and Timmy P, and drove down here to play for us this afternoon. We certainly appreciate that. Great stuff, man. I'm really, really happy that you came today.
And we're happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. This
and
is
thankful.
Hopefully we can come back to and play maybe a show, you know, at one of the locals.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of the one place here in town. They have Bluegrass Sunday and Town Mountain. I've probably heard of those guys. They're from, I think, Asheville.
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not absolutely certain, but yeah, there's some places here locally, and plus there's a number of places in Pittsburgh that would definitely like you guys for sure. So you said you were out in L.A. and you were playing. Were you doing a hairband gig? Was that? I mean,
you know,
was it
actually,
like,
the funny thing. It's really funny that you asked that. The hairband thing. By the time I got out there, it was sort of like laughable at that point. I mean, you could still you could still get yourself a nice set of hair extensions, you know. And you could do that, but the thing is, you know, I didn't really understand that at the time because, you know, I was, you know, all of like 23. And I had already kind of established that, you know, I wanted to go and be Bob Dylan. I really wasn't very interested in you know, being a rat or something like that.
But
you know,
that's the reason I asked you is because you know, I was Sound City came out. It was about the studio.
Yes.
And there's all these different bands.
Yes, I have actually been to Sound City, and it, you know, it was exactly what they say. It's amazing. It was amazing, and
there were those bands there that
absolutely true.
Played Rat. And,
absolutely true.
And growing up in the '80s, and if you played, you know, acoustic music, like if you were like, imagine being Dave Matthews in 1984. You know, like, you know. Well, I guess you.
I guess that would probably mean I'm about. I think are we about Dave's age? I don't know. Maybe he's a little.
We're probably about the
same.
same.
Younger than me, or
I hope not too.
Let's say the same.
Let's say the same. Yeah.
But you know, he, when he broke out, you know, that acoustic stuff, you know, started coming back in, and now and then, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou hit, and then everybody played old time all of a sudden. You know?
Yeah, it's true.
But when
it is true.
Moving to LA, and if it was the '80s or
it was a great time for me because I think, you know, because LA is a industry town, they are sort of looking for the next thing usually. So everybody in town in LA was definitely over the whole Guns N' Roses thing. Not to say that they weren't loving making all the money, but the next thing, everybody wasn't really sure. And the next thing really actually kind of came from Seattle.
Oh, okay, yeah, the early 90s.
But what I got involved with out there was playing a lot of acoustic music, and I ended up playing with people, you know, who had played on like Linda Ronstadt records, like Andrew Gold and you know.
So like the Flying Burrito Brothers,
yeah, all that kind of stuff was kind of. Even though it was popular in the city, you know, there was all that lore.
That Laurel Canyon sound that came out of
some
LA,
of that, and also
you know?
like the bands like the Blasters and X and all and Dave Alvin and those were the people I got to kind of you know, watch out in the clubs and learn how to play American music. You know, people like Chris Gaffney and Jimmy Lauderdale and those amazing
Jimmy Lauderdale,
people.
Great, yeah.
So
yeah,
those were the people I looked up to in those days out in LA, and I still do. And
and so you spent some time in Nashville too. Both of you guys, or
I went with the band with Alan, and we were there for a week.
We started a new album in Nashville with a guy named Jim Riley, who's a wonderful songwriter, and I'm certain you've probably heard his songs on the radio, and so we started that, and that's been a good thing, and the time that I did live in Nashville was kind of cool too, but it was really hard to start in a new town. You know, I had already been in LA and kind of paid my dues and was able to kind of work, and then as soon as I moved to Nashville, I was sort of started all over again. So it was hard, but that's okay. I mean, it was a character building experience. You know,
it's amazing, isn't it? It's eye opening because everybody there, you know, my buddies lived there for years. He said, you know, your waiter could jump up on the table and start picking like. You know,
it's true.
Like one of the best players, and he's waiting tables. You know, so it kind of does give you like that. It's like being an actor in L.A.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, or being maybe you know, an actor in New York or.
But I feel very fortunate that I, you know, did get into the industry when I did, when they were actually still selling a few vinyl records and things like that, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I had that experience, but certainly the industry has changed, you know, quite a bit over the course of my very short career.
Well,
and I've had to change with it. And
well, let's talk a little bit about that. If you want to play another song for us?
I think we should. We should play more.
There's something to be said about an acoustic guitar and some singing. And
it's true.
Homegrown music.
Yeah.
Should we do some?
It comes up from anywhere. It doesn't have to be Nashville or L.A.
It's true.
anymore.
It's true.
It comes up from home is everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
And
thing
having an
that
acoustic
Catherine was saying too is she was saying the other day that nobody in Nashville is really from Nashville. I mean, there's a few. I mean, they're the few proud natives. Yeah, but everybody goes to Nashville. You know,
Yeah.
even Doc Watson had to go to Nashville. You know.
Right.
So, you know.
Let's do one.
Yeah. Why don't we do some Stealing Cadillacs? What do you think?
10-4.
All right.
All right. This is Stealing Cadillacs with Alan Whitney and Tim P.
Oh, my name is Frankie Speed, and I am my own boss. It's a high-risk occupation to steer clear of the law. But I'm the best at what I do. Yes, I'm right where I belong. I'm standing here, shining there, but I'm in, I'm done, I'm gone. But it's more than just a job to me. That's what keeps me coming back. It's pure and simple ecstasy. I love stealing Cadillacs. I love stealing Cadillacs. I used to ride with my granddad with his rusty runabouts. When a Cadillac drove by, you know he'd always point him out. But he never got to ride in one, and it seemed like such a sin. So when I pick one out on a Saturday night, I always think of him. Yeah, it's more than just a job to me, and that's what keeps me coming back. It's pure and simple ecstasy. I love stealing Cadillacs. I love stealing Cadillacs. A getting caught for criminals and jail time is for crooks. My work is clean, professional. I'm strictly by the book. You gotta know who all the players are, and if you think I'm lying, go ask the sheriff of Monroe County how he likes the car he drives. But it's more than just a job to me, and that's what keeps me coming back. It's pure and simple ecstasy. I love stealing Cadillacs. I love stealing Cadillacs. It's my job, I can't deny it. Happiness, just can't buy it. Yeah. Well, I know you might be thinking that what I do ain't right. Well, it's hard for folks to understand the way I live my life. But before your mind starts judging me, look closely just once again, and make sure the part of you still wish you can step inside my skin. And it's more than just a job to me, and that's what keeps me coming back. It's pure and simple ecstasy. I love stealing Cadillacs. I love stealing Cadillacs.
Very nice song. That's I listened to those yesterday, and that one just stood out to me. I love the. I mean, I loved them all, but that one I really liked the lyrics. And did you ever steal a Cadillac? I mean, you know, not that you'll get in the cop too. You know.
Well, I have to take the. I have to take the plead the fifth on that.
Just for a joyride.
Yeah, that story, I always think about I do think about my grandfather, who actually did was able to get a Cadillac before he passed on, which was a cool
Oh,
thing. He
that's
bought
cool.
himself a champagne pink Eldorado Cadillac, and he was probably 87 years old. And he got pulled over in the Cadillac and pulled into the police station one night, and they called my mother because he went out in the Cadillac in a horrible hurricane to go because he ran out of cigarettes. So
Oh man.
that was Grandpa Tremaine out in the champagne pink Eldorado in the middle of a hurricane.
Wow.
So that's
Wild. Yeah,
that's my Grandpa T. So
we
and
being this is steel town. Or it used to be a steel town here in Washington, PA. We had 2 steel mills, and you would always see the Cadillacs or Eldorados.
Oh,
or whatever.
sure. Oh, sure, yeah.
Not so much Lincoln Continentals, but more Cadillacs, because the steel workers would drive them to work.
Of course. Oh, of course. Yeah, it was a real. It's yeah.
They have their work clothes on, and they would still going into work with their Cadillac. And it's like, but they were making good money. I don't blame them, man. I'd drive one too if I was. Yeah, not so much. Now it's the now you see everybody driving around in the. I guess the Hummers would be it, or whatever.
Maybe that'd be the equivalent.
It's like a list, a check on a list, like what you look forward to when you're younger, and maybe you make a list. I want to have a 2-car garage, and in one of those bays, there's going to be a Cadillac.
Yeah.
Or
now,
and a riding mower.
Now they cash in the royalties from the gas drilling and go out and buy a Hummer or something like that. That's a big. This is like ground zero for that. All the fracking stuff that's going on. Man, that's where the money is now. But so growing up in Buffalo, what was some of the music that you were listening to that kind of made you want to be a songwriter? Was it Dylan? Was it who's some of the early influences that
early stuff? Oh gosh. Well, I don't know. I think that I always have enjoyed stories and songs in general. I mean, I grew up around music, so I was just a kid when I started to sing songs with like my grandmother and stuff like just 6 or 7 years old, and like I sang in church and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So songs to me sort of were just so normal. It was just sort of a normal kind of thing, and I think I always thought to myself, well, you could start making stuff up and you could start writing stuff. So it took me a little while to kind of figure out that I wasn't kind of till I was a little bit older, till I sort of said, "Oh, Bob Dylan. Oh, that's what Bob Dylan does, or that's what, so and so, so and so does."
Yeah.
And then you start to fill in all the blanks about that, I guess.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just always like, I just always liked songs. I mean, I can remember listening to The Gambler, when I was a little kid in the back seat of the car, and that was just such a great story. I mean, in the way it was delivered, and so I guess maybe hearing something, not that specifically, I love that song, and I have to, that was the only thing, but I think that's an example of a song that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's kind of what I try to do too with like Frankie Speed. I want to, give people kind of a full linear experience to think about. Things.
It's very.
Not all songs have to be like that, but those types of songs are fun, and not everybody has those,
Yeah. So Tim, you grew up in a musical family with bluegrass all around you and so forth.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And when you were growing up, I mean, is there like a first musical memory you could remember of something that you thought like, wow, I want to do that, like?
Yes, there are. I remember a lot of it, but I was always on stage with my father every weekend in a way. When I got to a certain age, I would go out to the jamborees on Sundays, and then on Friday and Saturday night when I got old enough, maybe like 14 years old or so, I played in the band. So every weekend I'd be out playing, and I learned on stage. And during the week I would woodshed a little bit and try and learn the technical things, and then on Friday night we'd leave the house and drive nearby and play a show. So I learned right on stage, and it wasn't all just about the songs to me and the stories. There was a lot of that, but to me it was the stage experience, like the energy of being there. And so I learned right there how to play with my dad. He would say, you know, this one's in G. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'd have to play. You know,
and then of course, and then Uncle
this one's an A.
Uncle Roger's not far behind. Who's you know just by a few years.
Right, 5 years or so.
He's saying, okay, here's a new song I just wrote, and you were probably how old when that, you know, and that's just like normal. It's like,
yeah, it was always around.
Normal.
Uncle Raj was writing the songs like by hand, I guess, but my dad played all the, like it says, the barn dances and all the local rec hall for the firemen and stuff like that to do fundraisers and things. And he played the old hardcore country, and we did a lot of bluegrass. And so it was both right there, I guess. And I just knew all the time growing up that we could write songs if we wanted to. There was a guitar in the house. If you wanted to write a song, we just grab the guitar and start writing a song.
So you have that? Is it the G run? The what is that? Who was it? It's not Scrugg. Flat and Scrugg.
Flat. FLATT. Yeah, the flat run.
The flat G run. Yeah, it's in your DNA, man. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. You know you just kind of get that in your soul. You know, it's
yes,
like
sir.
there. And, well, hey, in case you just joined us, you're listening to Acoustic Songs Live, and we broadcast from WNJR studios here at 91.7 FM on your dial here in the Washington, Pennsylvania area at Washington and Jefferson College. And we also stream at WNJR.org live on the radio. And you can pick us up there and listen. And today we have Alan Whitney and Tim Pitcher here in the studio, and they're playing some great Americana music for us. And I don't know, it's kind of like I don't even know if it fits in that mold. It's just great American music, you know. It's, that kind of like you hear you know, Ripple by the Grateful Dead. You can't say, well, that's a great Americana song. It's just a great song, you know. Or it's just a great song. A great songwriting and playing today. And you guys, you want to play something else?
Want to do the answer number 2?
let's do the answer number 2.
Okay.
What was answer number 1?
Well, as opposed to the answer number 1, I mean, answer number, you have, you know, it's just another option, I suppose.
Yeah, that would have been your first answer. This is the second answer.
And this is all the above.
Yes. or D, all of the above. Yes, sir. You ready? You know what you want to do?
Yeah, I think so.
Here we go. Right?
All right.
Like I've seen it all 1,000 times before, exploding in my face and falling crashing to the floor. We draw the line, sometimes I cross it. When I feel behind, I lost it. And when I feel the world is closing in around me, it was your love that found me, and I found you. I hope you feel it too. You know this path we're on, it's worth fighting for, it's worth staying strong, it's worth all the love inside me, it's worth all my faith. I close my eyes and start to smile, and all the while I think of you. I lift up your name. It's worth all my faith. I think of you. And are you smiling too?
Now that's some picking right there. That's
Thank you, Timmy P. That was
yeah.
great. That was
Thanks
great
for
fun.
letting me play it.
That was great. That was really great, man. I mean, I probably, I'm gonna guess that Clarence White and Tony Rice and those guys are right up there on the list of your
Absolutely.
yeah, one of your favorite players. Those Ricky Skaggs, and there's just so many. I'm trying to think of the other new Brian Sutton. I mean,
And Larry Keel and Brian Sutton.
Larry Keel, and
Yeah, we're big Larry Keel fans.
yeah,
We love Larry Keel.
and he's like we were talking earlier. He's made some trips through town here, and so hey Larry, if you're listening, come on the show. I've been trying to get your manager. My son's played some shows opening for him when he comes through town, and there's a couple of places he plays here on a regular basis, and all the festivals that happen. There's a lot of festivals down around here, at Nelson Ledges, and there's Sunshine Daydream.
That's right. Yeah.
Terra Alta. There's always something happening there in the summertime, and what was it? The All Good Festival that used to be up at Marvin's Mountaintop, and now they moved it. I think it's in Ohio now, but there's always.
One of my buddies went to the All Good Festival. He kept talking about it coming up. It's all good.
Yeah,
Going to the All Good. It's all good.
Augusta Heritage. That's another great place down in West Virginia. If you guys ever get down towards Thomas, West Virginia, Purple Foothill is a great place to get a gig. They love bluegrass. So it's like bluegrass.
Yeah.
Avett Brothers played there before they were
Sure.
big. Yeah. So it's kind of a place to put on the tour list, as you're winding down the backbone of the Appalachian Mountains. So what's in store for A-Dub? And
I don't know. I think really what we're doing right now is, both Timmy P and I have children, and we're sort of at a place where we're in a transition, so that we'll be able to kind of get to a place where we'll be able to sort of be on the road a little bit more, which is good. But I think for the next couple of years, what we'll be doing is hopefully finishing up the records that we've started.
Yeah.
And we have some nice stuff kind of in the can that we really need to spend some time with. And I still feel like Timmy P and I are just sort of beginning to sort of just gel as just sort of a group. And we also have a great band, which is still very much part of this idea of what we're doing. We have a great rhythm section, and we like to expand our sound to that if need be. And I think that's kind of what we'll be working on, that, and hopefully working between Buffalo and Pittsburgh and Cleveland and Syracuse and Ithaca and all those little places that we can kind of do a quick drive to. And get back at home to take care of the kids,
Yeah.
That's going to be for the next couple of years or so, and then maybe we'll be able to expand from there.
My kids take care of themselves. We're in two different spots with our kids.
That's true.
I guess I was kind of I see the long range goal there, but I was like, do you have a show coming up?
Jeez, go ahead, Timmy P.
Got to be very clear with it. Our short range goal is to make it out of Washington.
We'd like to have lunch.
Yes. Another sip of coffee.
Yeah.
and then head back to Buffalo.
Oh, you mean a middle goal? A middle goal is some other shows coming up. We got a circuit around our area that we're trying to be part of.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a gig tonight, though. I thought you said
I
that.
do.
Okay.
Oh, that's
okay.
right. Yeah,
I'm a side man sometimes.
Okay.
I
and he
do
plays
side
with
work.
a great band from Buffalo that we love too, that we like to support.
Okay.
10 Cent Howl. So maybe they'll come down and come play the show.
Do you have a? But I mean, people are listening online. That's
Sure.
what I was kind of getting an idea. You playing? So you have any regular gig that folks can see you at?
A regular gig? No, we're still working on making
Okay.
a weekly, like
Yeah.
like a bi-monthly and a
Yeah.
weekly. We've been talking about this, and we've approached a few places. So there's a chance that in Batavia, New York, we'll do a bi-weekly. It maybe one. We have 2 or 3 different clubs, or they're like bar, restaurant, club things, and one of those is going to come together for us.
Yeah.
and we'll post that online when that comes together. In the meantime, there's a big community party in Batavia that we're definitely going to be part of, that we've done for the last 3 or 4 years.
Oh, the Ramble.
Yes,
We
we're
should
going to
talk
do the
about the
Ramble.
Ramble.
The Ramble's coming up in. It'll be right around the 4th of July weekend, so it'll probably be Saturday the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. It'll be right after the 4th of July, and that's a big one for us because the whole, people come from miles around to that one, and I played at that with my father and my uncle and my son, and A-Dub has brought his daughter to that before, and
It's true. It's a real family
and
affair.
your
We have a
mom
wonderful
before,
time.
and
That's
we
true.
we have a nice musical weekend in Batavia that
And it's
weekend.
it's all, it's a great thing. Everybody from Batavia comes out. It's
and miles
amazing.
around. They fly
Yeah.
in from all over. Yeah.
So is it at Nietzsche's, or is it that place that you play there?
We have played at Nietzsche's some.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's right.
we
I
have
wondered.
played at Nietzsche's. We don't
Tonight
have
I'm playing
anything
at the
new.
Sportsman's, and the Sportsman's is one of the greatest musical venues in Buffalo.
That's
Okay,
true.
see it.
Sportsman's
Sportsman's
Tavern.
That's true.
Okay, that's
Yep.
that's kind of what I
We'll
was
be
getting
back.
at.
We'll
People
be
wanna
back
look
there.
for you,
We're just sort
in
of
Buffalo.
we're in the booking mode right
Gosh.
now.
Yeah,
hint,
I know.
hint.
Yeah.
And but all those places are places that we are at, and if you want to visit AlanWhitney.com,
That's what
we'll be there. We'll
Wonderful.
be there, and we hope that you'll come out and enjoy the shows with us because
Yeah.
we want to share.
So go to AlanWhitney.com and they can pick up most of these, from what I've been hearing, off of your Borderland CD. A couple of them, I don't know about the last one.
Yeah,
but,
we thought we should. I think Timmy P's got some new stuff that will probably be on the new record, which we're excited about. And why don't we play another?
We just did one of those.
Yeah, and then why don't we play another new song for the folks?
One of yours.
Yeah, why don't we play like "I Still Look for You" or something like that?
Let's do it.
Okay. There we go. I was just going to ask you want to play something else for us? Yeah. Perfect.
Once we had our time, we shared each other's love, we held each other close, but it was not enough. We chose separate paths that never crossed again, but I remember when and how it used to feel. I still look for you on every street, in the hustling crowd, in every face I see. Things are different now, but some things never change. Though our time is through, I still look for you. I know we can't go back to where and when I once kissed your lips and I once touched your skin. But was that really you that I saw walking by? It took me by surprise, even though I've let you go. I still look for you on every street, in the hustling crowd, and every face I see, things are different now. But some things never change, though our time is through, I still look for you. Was that really you that I saw walking by? It took me by surprise, even though I've let you go. I still look for you on every street, in the hustling crowd, and every face I see, things are different now. Some things never change, though our time is through, I still look for you. I still look for you. I still look for you. I still look for you.
That's some fine songwriting and playing there, that's for sure. Great tune. Yeah, I can relate to the kids thing. They're, I've got 3 of my own at home in school, and then I've got 2 older sons that they're grown. They play. They both have bands and stuff, and
nice.
They're doing their thing. And
it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's nice to see the musical legacy get passed down from, it's been 5 generations, but the other thing though, having a 16-year-old and a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old, it's just, you can't just jump in the bus and throw your airbed in there and go and play someplace and do that kind of stuff anymore.
That's true.
So you have to make a nice balance of life and music and
well, I needed that anyway.
yeah, I know. The yin and yang, and it's you find the right person that can balance that out. It's cool because I finally did, and it's
good.
Like, you get the oh, but we really need that. And I'm like, oh man, I don't like to think about that stuff. I'm a musician.
Right.
Yeah, but hopefully, that's how many kids you have?
I have 2.
2.
I have 2 now.
How old are they?
I have a 2 going on 3, and I have a 5, or actually 6 going on 7 now.
Oh, okay.
She's
cool.
Yeah.
How about you?
And my daughter is 23, and my son is 18.
Okay, so they're right at that. Yeah.
So.
Maybe you could give me advice about teenage daughters, because I have 4 sons and 1 daughter,
wow.
and I don't know. I don't have the how that all works with the drama thing of,
Well, I've been very lucky, except for I can tell you this. Here's my advice. Don't listen to me with any advice. I've been very lucky. Yeah.
If you're listening, Katie, I love you. So, but it's been it's been my pleasure to have you guys on here on the show and playing.
We've had a ball.
It's been really nice. I enjoy listening to you play, and
thanks for having us.
Thank you. I mean,
should we do one more? Do we got time?
Oh
for
yeah,
one more?
I was thinking, how about the Lineman?
Yes.
Is this going to be the closer?
We were thought, and even if we go over, it's fine, and you can just go into the next segment or whatever. Yeah.
We got plenty of time.
Okay.
So what are you going to do for us?
Yeah,
we're going to do an adaptation.
Go ahead. Why don't you tell
and
the folks
it's
about
a song made famous by Glenn Campbell, but I believe Jimmy Webb wrote it.
That's true.
Wichita Lineman.
Wichita Lineman, and we have a treatment that we do to the song. That's all.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much, A-Dub. I want to call you guys A-Dub and Timmy P, you know. But
Well,
Alan,
you're our friend now,
Alan,
Mitch Bell. So thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
thank
absolutely.
You. Thank you.
Can I borrow a pick there, Timmy P? You got another one that you can give to me, or if you don't, I don't have to have one.
Oh wow! I mean, I got one out in the other room.
No, let's go. Let's just go.
What happened to your pickski?
I don't know. I didn't have one. I didn't need it for the rest of the thing, and I don't know.
We're squared away now.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, cool. So this is Alan Whitney and Tim Pitcher, and here this is Wichita Lineman.
I am the lineman for the county, and I drive the name road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wires, and I hear you in the line. And this Wichita lineman is still on the line. I know I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows, that stretch down south won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And this Wichita lineman is still on the line. I know I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows, that stretch down south won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And this Wichita lineman is still on the line. Still on the line. Still on the line.
Oh, that sounds great. That was really great. I don't know if you guys are my age or not, but I watched. Hi, I'm Glenn Campbell. You know,
I remember that. Yeah.
The Glenn Campbell Show. You know.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm Glenn Campbell.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember it too. It was like Saturday nights or something like that.
And it would be my grandparents and us around the TV set, and we would watch the Glenn Campbell Show. And sad to see him. You know, like I'm glad he had a swan song kind of thing. Made a tour.
Yeah, he made a last run through in a way. Hopefully, he can make. You know, it was nice that he was able to get it together.
Yeah.
And come through and play. So
yeah, he came through Pittsburgh. I wanted to see him, but it was like one of those things. You know, not PTA meeting, but you know, I mean, kids,
something like that.
Yeah, you know,
yeah, real life stuff.
Real life stuff. Again, thank you very much for joining us here on Acoustic Songs.